Okay, so today we're diving into source material that, honestly, it hits pretty close to home for anyone online. It takes this abstract idea of cybercrime and makes it incredibly real, landing right in the lap of a very public figure. It forces a conversation we really need to have about digital safety.
Absolutely. And we're unpacking this really quite stunning story revealed by Bollywood actor Akshay Kumar.
Yeah.
It involves an explicit and frankly terrifying attempt at cyber grooming targeting his 13-year-old daughter.
It just rips away any illusion that, being high profile protects you or that anonymity only shields the bad guys. Online danger, it seems, doesn't discriminate at all.
And the setting for this reveal is key, too. He didn't just, tweet about it.
Right.
Kumar shared this at a very specific event, the inauguration for the Maharashtra Police's Cyber Awareness Month. So this wasn't just celebrity gossip.
No, clearly intentional.
Definitely. He was using his platform quite deliberately to send a stark message about a danger that's just escalating for everyone.
So our mission for you today is to use this very personal story as a kind of immediate case study. We need to break down how this kind of attack works, the speed, the escalation, and then really look hard at the specific policy changes he called for afterwards.
And the core facts are straightforward but chilling. The victim, his daughter Nitara, just 13 years old.
13?
Yeah. And it happened while she was doing something millions of kids do every day, playing an online video game.
Okay, let's really unpack the specifics of how this attempted crime unfolded. Section 1. Let's understand the environment, the method. Where exactly did this happen?
Well, it was in what you'd probably call a high-risk environment, but one that's incredibly common.
Right.
An interactive online video game. Akshay Kumar specifically pointed out it was the kind of game where you're actually sort of encouraged to interact with, and this is his quote, an unknown stranger.
That open chat feature. It's like leaving the door unlocked digitally, isn't it?
It really is. It's basically the digital equivalent of a dark alley sometimes.
And the way Kumar described the sequence of events, it's really instructive for understanding how these predators work. It doesn't start with a big threat, does it?
No, not usually. It often starts subtly, a kind of probing. Can you walk us through that first exchange?
Yeah, so the predatory playbook often involves building rapport or finding vulnerability quickly. In this case, while Nitara was playing, a message popped up.
Okay.
And the first question seemed pretty innocent. Are you male or female?
Right. Simple question.
Nitara, maybe just answering honestly, or maybe it was just a click box, she selected female.
And that single click, that's where the manipulation and the speed really kicks in.
How so?
Because that instantly confirms a key demographic detail for the predator. They now likely assume they're talking to a young girl.
And then, this is the part that's really alarming, the immediate escalation. Right after she confirmed her gender, he didn't, make small talk.
Small talk. Skips right past it. Why? Because small talk takes time. It allows defenses to go up. This jump from a simple gender question straight to a graphic, explicit demand, it's designed to shock.
A shock strategy.
Exactly. Overwhelm the victim immediately. Use that explicit content to create fear, confusion, maybe make them freeze. It's also testing the waters like, will they comply instantly? If the child doesn't immediately log off or block them, the attacker might think, okay, maybe there's an opening here, or at least no parent looking over their shoulder right now.
And the source material was very direct about that second message. The translation was, can you send me your nude pictures?
Yeah, just like that.
That's crossing a line immediately, graphically, using the platform's anonymity like a weapon.
Precisely. And it just highlights that cybercrime isn't always, sophisticated hacking. A lot of the time, it's this kind of brute force predatory behavior using the simple messaging tools on platforms kids already use and trust.
But Nitara's reaction, that's the crucial part here, the defense we really need to focus on. What should her father say she did right away?
Her response was exactly what experts advise. Textbook.
Well, what was it?
She instantly shut everything down. Just stopped the interaction completely.
Cut it off.
Yes. And critically, went straight to her mother and told her what happened. That immediate disengagement, followed by reporting to a trusted adult, that's often the key difference between an attempted crime and a successful one.
It really is the gold standard for digital vigilance, isn't it?
Absolutely. And Kumar was right to frame this as cybercrime, attempted grooming, solicitation. It all falls under that umbrella. Stopping the interaction immediately cuts the attacker off.
Right.
Because if the victim replies, even just to say no or go away, it actually gives the attacker another chance, another opening to manipulate or gather information.
So the lesson is zero tolerance. Shut it down. Tell someone you trust immediately.
That's the takeaway.
Okay, so this terrifying incident wasn't the end of the story. It prompted Akshay Kumar to shift from just, being vigilant at home to actually demanding systemic change.
He did. And it's significant, I think, when high-profile people start treating digital safety less like just a parenting issue and more like a public safety crisis.
Yeah, absolutely.
He used that platform at the police event to make a direct appeal to the government, specifically to Maharashtra's Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis. He was calling for protection at the state level.
And his big idea was this mandatory educational period in schools. He actually called it a cyber period. Let's get into the details of that proposal.
Yeah, it was quite specific. He asked for a mandatory cyber period, his term to be held every single week.
Every week?
Every week, and targeted very specifically at students in state schools in grades 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Which is, that's exactly the age group that's heavily involved in these kinds of interactive online spaces, right? Prime targets, unfortunately.
Precisely. The goal is clearly structured, standardized education about the risks, how to spot predators, what grooming looks like, and crucially, the right way to report it. Basically teaching kids to do what Nitara did.
But the justification he gave, that's maybe the most provocative part of the source material here.
What was that?
He argued for putting this in the curriculum by saying, point blank, that this type of crime is, and this is a quote, becoming bigger than the crime on the street.
Wow. Bigger than street crime.
Yeah. And that stopping it is very necessary. That's a fundamental challenge to how we, as a society, think about risk for our kids.
It really is. And we should pause on that comparison for a second. Think about it for generations. Parenting advice, safety education, it's all been about physical threats.
Look both ways before crossing the street. Don't talk to strangers in the park. That kind of thing.
Exactly. Kumar is essentially saying the locus of danger, the primary risk, has shifted. It's moved online. The scale and nature of the threat are now predominantly digital.
Okay, but let me just push back on that slightly. Is comparing digital risk to, say, physical assault or abduction on the street, is it truly equivalent in a way that demands a government mandate like this?
That's a fair question.
We teach civics, we teach health, but taking a full hour every week out of an already packed school schedule for a cyber period? Is that the most effective way? Or does more responsibility lie with, say, the tech platforms themselves or with parents?
And that's the core of the policy debate his proposal kicks off, isn't it?
I suppose so.
Parents and platforms definitely have a role, huge roles. But Kumar's argument, I think, rests on accessibility and standardization. Meaning not all parents are digitally savvy. Some might not know the risks themselves. And platforms, well, they often bury safety settings or make them complicated.
Right.
So putting it in schools, making it mandatory, ensures that every child, regardless of their home situation or their parents' tech skills, gets the same baseline, potentially life-saving information, and at a really critical age.
Okay, I see the argument for standardization.
And also think about what making it a specific mandatory period does. It elevates it. Digital safety isn't just a footnote in health class anymore.
It becomes a core subject, like math or science.
Exactly. If you accept Kumar's premise that the digital threat is now equal to or even greater than the physical street crime threat, then mandatory education starts to look defensible from a public safety angle.
So it signals a shift. Institutional focus moving towards these virtual dangers that kids face constantly.
Right. The analysis suggests that maybe a formal school curriculum is the fastest way to bridge that gap, that digital literacy gap between kids who are digital natives and many parents or even teachers who might be more like digital immigrants.
That makes sense. It recognizes that kids need the tools before they face these kinds of immediate shock-based attacks we saw in this incident.
Precisely. If a child already knows the script, if they know that predators often jump from asking gender to asking for explicit content,
then the shock value is reduced.
Exactly. It reduces the shock, it makes it less confusing, and it dramatically increases the chance they'll react correctly. Shut it down, don't engage, tell someone. Knowledge becomes the shield.
So wrapping this up, what does this all mean for you listening? We've really dug into the mechanics of a deeply troubling cybercrime attempt. The use of anonymity, that rapid escalation, but also the critical importance of immediate non-engagement as a defense. And then we looked at that public call for real, structured, mandatory education to fight back against this growing threat.
Yeah, I think the core lesson straight from the source material is just how indiscriminate these cyber threats are. It doesn't matter who you are, celebrity child or not. They target vulnerability, often on these anonymous platforms kids use every day.
And the outcome really hinges on that immediate reaction.
Entirely. On knowing what to do like Nitara did, disengage, report. That knowledge is the first and best line of defense.
Right. So, building on Akshay Kumar's powerful argument for changing the school curriculum, let's leave you with a final thought to mull over until our next deep dive. If public figures are now saying, out loud, that the risk from predatory online contact is actually outweighing traditional street crime risks, should we, as a society, fundamentally redefine what stranger danger means in the 21st century? And if we do that, what concrete steps, maybe at home, maybe institutionally, like Kumar suggests, need to immediately replace or at least supplement the ways we currently teach safety in a world that's just become so overwhelmingly digital?